Hello and welcome to this micro lesson where we're going to be looking at optical storage. Let's get learning. So learning objectives for today's lesson, all of you will be able to understand the purpose of optical storage, why it's around. Most of you will be able to explain where and why optical storage is used, and some will be able to describe the benefits and limitations of optical storage. So optical storage is a medium which has been around for a long time. There's three examples you can see on the screen at the moment: a CD, a DVD and a Blu-ray. But optical storage was used a long time before CDs came along. The idea with optical storage is that data is burned onto the surface of a disk using a layer, and on the disk there is a very fine die that can be used to record what's been scanned by the laser, obviously ones and zeros ultimately. And some optical storage has got limitations of being read-only. So for example, if you remember back in the day of CD-ROMs, DVD-ROMs, the ROM read-only memory means that it can only be read by the person who is accessing the CD. Which means, so for example, when computer games magazines used to give out CD-ROMs with demo versions of upcoming games, it meant that they could only read the data which was on the CD. They weren't able to change any of it or update any of it. And that, then along came CD-RWs and DVD-RWs, and the RW stands for read-write. So they'd be able to read the data on the CD, be able to look at it, be able to examine it, open files. And also they'd be able to write to it as well, so they'd be able to remove files, be able to add files, be able to edit the files which are on there. And the hardware used would be different from a normal drive. So for example, some PCs today come with just DVD drives. If you wanted to edit the information on them, you need to have a DVD-RW drive, because the laser that's used is different and how it operates is different. And the exact same concept as well with Blu-ray. Blu-rays, when you buy them in the post, so for example if you went out and bought Star Trek or Waterworld Blu-rays, the information on there you wouldn't be able to change. If you bought a Blu-ray RW, you'd be able to write the information to it, change it, write and change, and write and change. However, because it's the die which is being used on there, there's only a finite amount of times for which you can read and write to a CD, a DVD or a Blu-ray. So we've got some benefits and limitations here. They're small and portable. They're really cheap to produce. Most computers can read CDs or DVDs these days, purely because of the amount of technology which is coming on board. When I was younger, showing some of my age here, to have a CD-RW drive was something amazing, something brand new. I think I was the only kid in the street which had one. However, because they are small and portable, they can also be quite fragile. Slight scratches can corrupt entire discs. Sometimes if you've not stored CDs or DVDs properly in their case and you go to play them, sometimes it's a bit stuttery. That's because there's been slight scratches on the data of the disc, and it's impaired how the laser is scanning it. The laser gets confused, it can't play it. Majority of the time, smaller amount of storage when compared to hard drives. If we think back to CDs, the maximum capacity they could have is 700 megabytes. DVDs can go up to 4.2 gigabytes. If you're thinking about the drives which are available today, where they're measured in the terabytes, it really is a smaller amount of storage which is there. Slower access files than a hard drive. So if you had a hard drive plugged into your computer, it's quicker to access files from that hard drive as opposed to being able to read them from a CD, a DVD or a Blu-ray. And some of them can be only read-only, so there's no chance to update or change what is on it. So if you're in charge of a company and you only use CD-ROMs to be able to advertise, and you notice as soon as 10,000 have been printed and made up and sent off that there's a mistake on it, even if you got them all back, you can't change it. You'd have to use a whole new load of CDs. So here's some activities for you. Feel free to pause. State how an optical drive stores data. Describe why a company would use optical storage for customers. Already given some pointers about that. And explain the benefits and limitations of using an optical storage medium. Give you a few seconds. So, optical drives stores data and it scans a disk using a laser. Described by a company, as I said, a magazine company could use an optical disc to distribute catalogues, for example, or demo CDs. And there we can see an explanation for the benefits and limitations of using optical storage. I hope this video has been helpful for you. Feel free to like, comment and subscribe. Good luck for any exams, and I'll see you in a future video. Bye bye.